and had some pretty cool time to myself. And it's been all right. It's been an okay day. It's been an okay week. How have you been?
It's been a decent balance this week, I feel. It was like a rough rodeo coming off from New Year's, getting back to the usual daily programming.
Yeah.
And so what I'm mainly trying to do right now is, well, I got my agenda for what I want to do for all of 2025. I got all that laid out.
Oh shit.
I'm
Okay.
trying to Oh yeah, I can send you a copy of that. It's over on my Twitter. I'm trying to see if I can find myself a second. Well, for now, I got to find myself a second job or something, so that way I can make ends meet with a couple of things I need to do. I need to update my stuff with snaps, and then here, well, that's just me. And then as Rodimus, I gotta figure out how to do small edits to my Metafy program, and then stay on one or two of these topics that I need to tie up a loose end to, and then
I
write a
have
thesis on.
I have to ask: Is Rodimus like? Is that from something? Because it sounds like
Oh,
I
that's
don't
my
know.
moniker.
Okay, but is
It
it like?
comes
Is it like a
from
Okay, go
the
ahead. I'm sorry.
Transformers reference.
Really? Is that a robot? Like a
Yeah,
Autobot?
yeah, yeah. He's the successor of Optimus.
Is he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
watch the original. Watch the original Transformers the movie from 1986. It is, in my opinion, it is the best Transformers movie ever made. Second one is Transformers One.
The Is that the recent one that came out? The recent animated one?
Yeah, the recent one that showed like the origin of how Optimus and Megatron is first came to be Optimus and Megatron from the original sources. And you actually get to see a whole lot of Easter eggs all throughout the movie that contribute to the lore of the original Genverse.
Not a fan of the Michael Bay joints.
Oh, don't get Michael Bay got it right in terms of like the action sequences. It's just there needs to be more focus on the robots and less on the humans.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because when the way the cartoons and all the other stuff got that right is because there was a proper balance of the two, but there was still predominantly the robot focal point because it's their story.
Yeah, the movies definitely felt like a lot of the human aspects were just very loud, especially in like the first one.
Yeah, we're looking at it like from an invasion perspective.
Right. That's interesting though. Thank you. I kind of wondered. It sounded like a Transformer thing, but I'm like, I've never heard of a Rodimus bot, so I wasn't sure what exactly was going on.
They never had a chance to really stuck with the idea because of how marketing worked with trying to push a new leader class toy. Because
Yeah.
the way how that worked in the 80 in the, well during the 80s was because they were trying to push a lot of the mainline toys that were headlining the earlier 80s out, and then the later 80s the newer gen going into Gen 2, which is kind of where the movie fell into place, going from the transition from season 1 to 3, then movie into 4, possible 5, and then Headmasters era.
I
And
see.
so they had to like retire a lot of the old toy lines. So that's why a lot of the older classes that you grew up with, or the older Transformers and Autobots, all died in the very earlier parts of the movie.
It seems like it happens a lot when they try to have like a new generation of something usurp something. Like a lot of the times it just doesn't catch on, or the fans get angry enough, and they're just like, "Sorry, we'll go back to the original thing."
Oh no, it's just like, well, I won't spoil it, but it's just like the main thing about that in the beginning of the movie was like one of the most pivotal things in the history of Transformers archetype that made a lot of kids cry when that happened, to where they almost had to reverse the decision because it was just so impactful that we had to lose this character so soon.
Man, okay, that sounds pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. Transformers the movie. It's with It's with Judd Nelson. Orson Welles was the voice of Megatron. Orson Welles used to be the host of it was the radio show The War of the Worlds. And then Galvatron was voiced by the late Leonard Nimoy.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful freaking choice. And he was in Leonard Nimoy was actually a Transformers reprisal role twice. That was his original role. Leonard Nimoy was the voice of the original Galvatron, and then he was reprised in his voice for Sentinel Prime in the live action verse.
Really? Okay, you're very knowledgeable about Transformers. I guess that makes sense though with your name.
The Transformers is my jam. Like, and I loved being in that community when it used to be on console.
Oh, there's a Transformers game, like a big game.
A few of them, yeah. There used to be a handful of them that replicated the movies, and then it kind of ended the next generation with two really really huge games, which was War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Those
Oh, I
communities
heard
where
of
I
War
come
for
from.
Cybertron, I believe.
War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. What was it? The ones that came before that was Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the first one didn't. Yeah, the first Transformers movie on PS2, PS3 didn't have online, but number two and number three for Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon, those two did. Then War for Cybertron came later in 2010, and Fall in 2012, late 2012.
Oh.
Again, War for Cybertron being the setup going into Fall of Cybertron. And both those games have a hell of a lot of great Easter eggs in them. It was so beautifully done with the story,
Are
the
any of those on
pacing.
PlayStation 2 by chance?
Oh, Fall, I don't think is anymore. Revenge of the Fallen might still be the first Transformers game. Yes. What was it? Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon. I don't think those games are online anymore for PlayStation because those all the Transformer games on console all had like a unanimous shutdown.
Oh.
War for Cybertron, you can only play that again on PlayStation, but on PC. War for
Mm,
Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, you can still keep playing them, but they're on PC with a separate IP access point.
gotcha. Okay, this is very informal already. So I wanted to ask,
Uh,
did you want to talk Uni, Dbfz? Do you care? Is there something specific?
we can talk Uni because when I go into podcasts, I do like to sit and delve. I try to avoid yapping, but I do yap a tad bit.
Okay.
But yeah, we can talk turkey on Uni for the most part, and I just try and delve into it as best as I can. Uni's community, I'm well versed with to a decent degree after like the past year because
Hmm.
I hung up doing or focusing Melty Blood with my branding in order to kind of give them a spotlight since a few people had wanted me to try that out. And I also had connections from when I was previously sponsored, so I was also trying to apply those in order to make sure that those scenes for Uni and Uni on PC and Uni on console were both being seen too. So even if it wasn't through my branding, it was still through like some of my ideas and trying to push the people that wanted to get the engine up and going, but they didn't have the lane. They can do that through my lane.
I see. So you liked Melty before this?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Melty, I loved like long before Uni, and I love that more than Uni. But I also understand that for console, for some reason, Uni is also an equal struggle bus. It
Man.
Uni struggles
Yeah, we gonna
slightly
talk about it.
less than Melty. Oh no, that's
Really?
something I kind of talk to about sometimes.
So, funny story for you actually. I actually
Oh,
just got into Melty Blood very recently. Noah kept telling me to get into it, and my friend Melon kept telling me to get into it, and I finally downloaded it because it's free for PlayStation, like a specific tier. But I just bought the game, so it was on sale for like
oh
$20.
yeah.
And man, that game is great, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already
Feels
seeing
like
the
a smooth
shades,
refresher.
man. Yes, it's very nice. I've been
It's
labbing.
got its share of monkeyness too, but it's in controlled matchups. It's not like a whole thing.
I've been labbing my characters a little bit. Well, mainly Nico Arc because that is a hilarious character I want to play. and
Neko.
Neko arc.
Oh wait,
Okay,
the little gimmicky chick.
yes,
Your
that shit
phone
gives me
ringing.
that gives me joy.
I remember it was not the last patch that I remember from like last year, but it was the year before that. She got like a really interesting buff with her the confirmation on her lasers, the one that go full screen from her eyes. So now she can actually like accurately zone and zone consistently if you want to do zoning. So she has a pivot to her play style of kind of setting up and doing fuckery in the field. So now you can also throw in subtle zoning too in order to throw controlled chaos in the field.
Beam. Yes, I that character is pretty funny. I like Saber because I'm a big Fate fan, and I think I'm probably gonna play a little Noel as well.
Some good choices. Okay.
But you said that Uni struggles slightly less than Melty. Is that like for real?
This is what I'm trying to study in my I'm trying to take notes of in my studies. So when I first gave up hosting Melty Blood, so Melty Blood's main PlayStation points of interest were myself, and it was a head honcho in the Melty Blood scene. Me and him actually tag team a couple of times on a lot of Melty Blood projects. His name is called Arcoma Muddy Kips.
Hmm.
He's an offline goer. When we stopped doing those things, we started pushing other people that were also coming up at the same time in order to do some of those same projects, not our projects, but to also focus and cater to PlayStation Melty Blood. That way it doesn't die off or you lose the consistency with an incentive push for events and exhibitions. Even if it's not going to be tournaments, it's
Right.
still exhibitions mainly. That way you keep the main base here that will help contribute to the total base of a tournament, be it 7, 8, 9 people. But the key thing is to at least try and make it 8. That stayed struggling for like a long point, and
Man,
then it just
what are we talking? A few months, like a
pivoted.
year?
I'm talking about probably like a little less than a few months,
Okay.
and then what was it? Because I came back briefly when I was trying to do my the Melty Pinnacle, because the Melty Pinnacle on PlayStation was the last thing I did for Melty Blood on PlayStation.
The Melty Pinnacle is that the name of a tournament?
No, that's just like a that's the thing that I label it as in my work and on Matcherino's filing systems.
Okay.
So, all right, small pivot, and then I'll get back to Melty Blood. So, so each of my events, when I get to the number 13, number 13 is I'm a superstitious person. So number 13, I try to make that one a special or a pinnacle based program by default.
I see. Okay,
And so that's
interesting.
something that people will play and fight for money on. So if an IP or something that I'm focusing on, if it stays around long enough to at least get to 12, I have number 12 be the setup going into 13.
All right, I get that.
And so those are tournaments that by default, from my branding, you will fight for money on.
That's very interesting.
Because what was it? Dragon Balls had it a few times come through. Blaze Blue just had their second one at number 25 not that long ago last year. Guilty Gear has had it twice, and then I had to make an exception on 2 other occasions. Injustice only got to it once. That's a hell of a community issue.
Yeah.
Uni's barely truggling along. What was it? Yeah, I said BP tag. Uni's getting there. We'll see. And then Melty Blood struggled to get just that one. Because the setup that I had for number 12 going to 13, it was kind of shit on at the same. It was kind of shit on because the Uni 2's debut happened the same week as my number 12.
I see.
It happened the same weekend, so it just shat on my numbers. Because that's a new niche game that just came out the womb. That's what everybody went to go play instead of playing my tournament with money on the line. So you can try to sort of get your money back, but you can't do that with people not playing.
Yeah. That's probably
So
not a good experience sometimes.
nah, it whitewashed like the more optimal lens I could have had from Saturday and Sunday, and so like Saturday was the better end, and Sunday was just like almost a flop. And so I was gonna do the melty next month, but what I did was push that out. Instead of being a push it out to a month, I pushed it out 2.5 months. That way, it would give me more time to try and see if I can focus fire the correct people that I need to find in order to bring in offliners alongside onliners that would be interested in this pot.
So you do locals as well.
No, I do not, unfortunately, but I have a lot of local contacts.
I see.
That's the beauty of just knowing a lot of people and having contacts from a lot of my past works. Even if I can't apply them for myself, sometimes I can just have these on deck, so that way it can also help with other people's pushes, or I can also help connect the dots with people. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
And then number 13, that one did go off. That one had just slightly less than my number 4, because number 4 was the last time I had like the big number 4 for on my program was like the biggest on PlayStation for a melty ticket, or at least that I'm aware of. But that was, let me look back at my stuff here. But anyway, that one was 19 players that had turned up for number
Ooh,
13.
that's pretty nice.
And that one was won by a pro player. That was won by a controversial dude. His name is Uni Lunar.
Okay, I do not know of that person, but that's a pretty funny name.
Do you know about Dead Apostles Noel?
I do know of that character, yes. I don't know if there's something
Yeah.
I should know about her specifically that I don't know, but I do. Like, I know she's in the game.
Oh,
She
he
looks
put her on the map.
fun. Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like one of the original players for the game's continuity that put that lolly on the map.
Really? Okay, I see. Sounds
Let me
like
see if I can find it. I can
you've
send
done
it.
a lot of tournaments though. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been doing these since late 2019.
Mm,
I didn't found my work until like mid 2020, but I didn't do my first tournament until late 2020. Late 2020 was when I did my first actual tournament on Dragon Ball. But I was in the scene doing events and just stream exhibitions just through Injustice mainly.
I see. So I have done. Well, I've done one uni tournament now. I originally did two Grand Blue tournaments, which was a game I had got into kind of recently as well. And they went okay. I think I had 6 people for my first one, which is like, but I got some people to come out, so I was happy about it. And then I got 8 people for my second one, which was a very proper top 8, so that made me very happy. And then
Excellent.
I wanted to switch to uni because I like if I had to pick a fighting game that I liked the least, no offense to Grand Blue, but it would probably be Grand Blue, just because it's just not like it's not something I play a whole lot. Regardless, I really like
That's a
Uni
fair
too,
assessment.
so I wanted to do a tournament for it, and it went surprisingly well. I had a lot of people, just from random discords I'm in, go, "Wow, like you're doing a PlayStation Uni 2 tournament," and they were like helping me find people, helping me gather people. I'm going on Twitch and like seeing people streaming Uni, and I'm telling them about it, and they're like, "There's a guy named like Issei. I'm not sure if he's like a very popular person or something, but I was talking to him, and he's like, "Man, you're doing like a Uni 2 tournament for PlayStation? That's crazy. Like, we don't really get those." And I didn't know that it was such like an underfed scene, and so I would love to do some more tournaments. I ended up getting, I want to say, 20 people actually showed up to play in that tournament, which was like
You did,
insane
and
to
that's
me.
because that's seriously good. Now, on your first shot, that's seriously fucking good, Fish.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I was hyped and I was scared at the same time because I was like, wow, this is like a lot of people. I don't know if I'm ready for how long this is gonna take, especially with the uni rooms being what they are. But it went well. Once we got the ball rolling, I finished under 3 hours. I had somebody, I don't think it's a pro player. Their name's Fang Regalia, but they did tell me that they want to be a pro player.
Ah, Regalia.
So Regalia.
I do, I do.
Yeah, so they actually
Yuzu
ended up
Riha by
winning.
chance?
Yes, very nasty
Mm-hmm.
Yuzu.
That's the one.
Yeah, that guy's oh that guy's good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Yeah, I gotta train up eventually to rematch that dude. I can take his Kaguya. It's just that Yuzu.
Yuzu's that's a piece of work right there, and I'm hoping he comes to the next one because I'm doing another one on the 27th that I'm gonna start promoting soon. I haven't been promoting it recently because honestly, I would like to train up myself. I know I do the whole tournament organizer
Playing
commentary
your own
thing,
event.
but yeah, I also want to play my own event. Like I want to, I want to show you guys I'm not just here to talk. I'm here to play too, and I'm serious about it. So I've been training up a little bit, and I'm probably gonna join the next one as well, and we'll see how it goes. Um,
Okay. Key thing though is to just pace yourself out when you're doing that because you don't want and also be mindful about how big the bracket is when you go to play yourself. That way it doesn't over encumber the mentality of focusing versus also the checkup game and directing.
mhm.
Because sometimes the two can like weirdly clash at a lot of dumb times.
Yeah.
Let me see. The last one, Uni one I hosted, hang on. That was number 7. Well, that one took forever to get that one off because that one was it was a miscommunication with the community, so I had to push this one back a few times. But the one Fang one, I believe, was the one before this. I can show you that one.
Oh, Fang won one of your tournaments too. That's actually insane.
Yeah, every Uni icon I've hosted so far it's been difficult to get each one up and going past number 3. Well,
Hmm.
each one has housed a different champion every time.
Interesting.
Because it just has to do with either availability to the person or awareness or whether or not they're in the mood or it's some type of mood relevant thing.
I would love like I actually enjoy stuff like that. Like my two Grand Blue tournaments, I had two different people win, and I would love to just get like the people who have won the tournament into a tournament, like just like a champion tournament. Like I think that would be super dope.
I have a couple of different templates for how I've been wanting to do something like that for my branding. It's just I'm trying to plan out what I want to do with this and then like which brand do I want to try and debut this to? Because there was a collab I did this with Nikito the One like last year before last where we did the streets he did the streets for Dragon Ball, and so he took that pivot for this and for Mortal Kombat 1. And so I co-signed on both the pots for both of those. And so we did a multi-point system where it was an 8-week point-based system, and then everyone who won it could not enter the bracket going forward in the following weeks remaining. So every champion, there would be a new champion every program. And then the final program, when you have your top 8, those are all the champions fighting for the main crown
I see. That's very interesting.
alongside the Macherino pot. Hell of a lot of coordination, I tell you what, but it was worth it.
Yeah, man.
Headache
That
in
seems
tow.
like seems kind of like this whole organizing tournaments deal is kind of like it's a lot of organization, a lot of putting things together, brainstorming, networking, finding people.
And then once you find those people, make sure that you can keep those people, be they either the investors or the players that are playing, because it's their opportunity. You're doing this for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like here, the ones I'll show you here. Like number 6 was the one that Fang won when he went head to head against Pierre. And then the following one was the last one I hosted, and then I said I was going to take a break from hosting these because number 7 I had to reschedule that one like 4 different times, and I barely got that one underway.
How long would you say it takes you to run said tournaments? And do you have like help on commentary, or do you do everything yourself? Do you have help in the whole organizing the tournament thing? Like, do you have like a team? What's going on?
8 times out of 10, it's usually just all me doing all this. I do reach out for help from time to time. It usually is to be determined. For some games, if I'm lucky enough, if I get the transparency, I could get a commentator, but it is not always a consistent reward factor that happens.
Hmm.
Dragon Ball, I may occasionally get one that will come through. BB Tag, every once in a while, I might get one that comes through. Strive, tried, but couldn't get anybody to really do it. Injustice, also tried once upon a time,
Are
couldn't
we
do it.
talking Injustice 1 or Injustice 2 out of curiosity?
Injustice 2.
Okay. Just curious which one you were doing.
Hmm? I used to compete on them both, but in terms of like me hosting events and whatnot, I mainly was hosting on Injustice 2 was when I decided to go on ahead and try to get back to that for a little bit. What was it? Then Melty Blood, I could get... It wasn't until past number 5 is when I could start getting someone, every other program that might be interested in order to commentate. I mean, it's simply just a yes or a no. And then Uni, that stays an issue trying to find somebody to get somebody. I had somebody for number 7 because the dude who got second place, his dad actually volunteered to commentate.
That's interesting, but kind of hype.
I was like, damn, wait, because I was asking Brown Senior, I was like, wait, you know Uni? It's like, yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
an
talking
anime
about
fighting game.
Brown 9000?
Yeah, oh, you know Brownie?
Man, yes, sir. Enkidu player?
That's the one.
Indeed. He joined my tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I love, but dislike, I think that it seems like the Uni PlayStation scene is just so, like, tightly knit that these players are just, like, like, we can just talk about these guys and you just know who it is. I'm sure you may be familiar with I'm So Washed.
Yes, Hilda Extraordinaire.
Yes, yes, that is the
Yes,
one.
he fancies himself him until he meets them somewhere.
Well,
Not saying that he's not. Not saying that he's not, because he can
that
put
guy's
up. That
nice.
that Hilda is hella annoying. It's Hilda's nice, yes,
You know who he
and
actually lost to,
it's a
funny
rare
enough.
matchup too. Probably lost to Fang.
They definitely did lost to Fang. It was a hell of a match, though.
I believe it. Those two are pretty. Or those two are like usually like close, but it is always a Fang win. It's always a close win. It's not a decisive win.
Mm. See, I didn't even know these guys were like.
Because what in the main in the main Uni PlayStation, like there's a main Uni PlayStation chat
Yep,
where there's like it's its own little mini town hall for
indeed.
uh I guess for lack of a better term, nigga time. That's usually where a lot of like it's like after hours is like when it becomes its most active, and it's like it makes you want to do these fuckers sleep.
Listen, man, I was chilling with my girl the other day. It's like 11:30 p.m. and they're literally like arguing on my PlayStation in the chat, and I'm like, bro, like,
Oh,
what
you're
are
in the
you?
chat too?
I am in the chat.
Sweet. Oh wait, did you see that one time Tatsumi was arguing about that dumb shit all in the morning?
Um, I'm not sure. The last time I seen an argument, it was
He was with Jerleezus.
I don't know. It's very possible. I do remember seeing his name a lot recently, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a lot of the
His name
times
was
they're
Tatsumi Kills.
yeah, I assume that's an Akame got kill reference, honestly. But yes, I do remember
Yeah.
seeing his name a lot. One day, he seemed him and like a few people are just very, very, very active in that chat.
That sounds about right.
It's also the chat I'm probably going to be looking for games in the most to try to get better. Even though it's a very, very daunting task, just because, man, I'm not gonna
Everyone's
lie.
schedule in there is at so many different times. It's like it's difficult to find people at appropriate times.
And those guys are good, man. Like I'm okay. I got like 150 hours. I'm B rank. I'm medium at the game, and those guys are like they're all S rank. They all been playing a long time. They all play each other. Like it's very it's a different atmosphere in there.
You'll be able to hold your own before long. Cause I'm like just like mid high C rank. I can hold my own against most of those dudes in there. The thing that you want to have is to notice the like how the formula for uni neutral works, and then how the formula for the character would work, or how what is their game plan in order to try to get into either cover space or to create space, or to try to either whiff punish or create a pressure situation. Like those are going to be like your main revisiting anchor points in uni neutral, and then from there you got an idea on like what your main combos you're going to be going for off of that. Like you can still learn B and Bs, and they're still going to go off all the same, but you'll have an idea of like either like if you need to poke here or check here, you can probably R2 and then have like a whole their version of an auto combo, or you can do a combo confirm here depending upon how far they are and what you're spacing, how consistent you are. I will say though, in a down for the down in the downside aspect, Uni 2 does like Blaze Blue games, it does punish inconsistency and it rewards consistency.
Yeah, which is something I've
And
really
I
been feeling
yeah.
because I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely a guy who is privy to dropping a lot of combos, and a lot of times in uni when I drop that combo, it's over, buddy. It's fucking over. I'm GG next round. Uh, Goodbye.
Yeah, yeah.
But one of the main things that really got me interested in uni from Dragon Ball Fighters was the whole rebeat system. That is like something that I have never seen like everybody have in a video game. Like I played Guilty Gear, which was meh. Well, only Strive though, only Strive. I played Smash, which is not even the same type of fighting game, and then I played Dragon Ball, which doesn't really have like a rebeat system, barring like a few characters. So when I got into
Yeah.
Uni and I seen that you can like basically almost free form your offense, I was like, that's so dope. Like that's very cool. And I'm interested actually. What got you into uni?
Funny enough, you're not the first person to really ask that. Some people had wondered about that. What really got me into it was the opportunity to, I guess, try it out for commentary back when I was sponsored with RFL. Because I originally didn't really want anything to do with the game. I was I was good on it, and I just wanted to just mainly stick to my lane, which was just Melty Blood and Dragon Ball and Melty Blood at the time, because I was moving out of Injustice and focusing mainly on the anime FGC for a little bit in order to go a different direction. And so my boss at the time, Nuclear Taco, he was the leader of RFL. And so he told me respectfully that he wanted to discontinue Melty Blood and then focus on Uni 2, since Uni 2 was the main game coming in at this time. Kind of hit me for a curve because I really didn't want to do anything with this game, but he requested if I could do that, and a few people requested me, and that's like I get that, but I don't want anything to do with the game, boss man. It's not that I hate the game. I just already have my hands full with one. I will just respectfully pass this to the next dude.
Right.
But he was just like, okay, but what if I buy you the game for you? It's like, it's not on sale.
Oh yeah, he didn't
It's
care
like
about
I
that.
could
I bet.
yeah, he's like, he had the money. It's like, I don't know.
I do want to say
It's
like
like,
really quick, just to interrupt you, and I'm sorry, but those people who are
oh,
like,
you good?
I will buy you the game, like just play it with me. Like those are some of the realest, most please play this game. Either I love it so much and I want you to, or like I know you'll like it. People like to just be like, yeah, man, it doesn't matter. I will literally purchase this game for you. Just try it out. That's so real. But go ahead. What were you saying?
It was, and that's basically the atmosphere. Because I was still trying to wean away from Taco, because I was like, I want to be in my melty vibes. I don't want to go over into the uniness. And then he did, and then he ended up getting it for me for on Steam. It's like, just enjoy it, just try the game out for a couple hours, see how you like it, and then I also got the thing I'm going to get ready to commentate for I'm gonna bring in another commentator. I want you to commentate along with them, and then get a feel for the community. It's still a handful of the same people that were playing Melty Blood are literally just gonna pop in over here because like it's literally the anime FGC melting pot and try it out. So it's like, all right, I can't say no. You're giving me an offer I can't refuse.
Fair enough.
Yep. So I went over there, did the thing, did the commentary, improvised on the mix and what top eight's gonna ensue and the betting systems, and it was kind of fun. It was pretty fun and pretty engaging. Now, the PlayStation side. This was before I found out, and respectfully speaking, this was before I found out about like PlayStation kind of being in the poverty sense of the continuity of Uni.
Yeah, RIP crossplay.
Now, funny enough, Belty and Uni are two games that if they could have just that shit,
Just
that
that
would
one
change the
thing.
whole timeline for those
Man,
games being deprived of something.
change the future.
Literally. That small little thing would make those games, while niche, vastly less niche. They would not be struggle busting in order to get games, get rank, get events, get inclusion every day.
Because when you see people on Uni, a lot of the times, like it's on PC, right? There's a lot of PC people, and I even learned from the people in the Discord that like, not from the Discord, the PlayStation chat, that a lot of people just got like their top rank in Uni, and then was like, I'm done with ranked. So the only time you can
Yeah,
find people in ranked is like, you might find a
just
random
PC.
S rank, or you might find like a random D rank person, C rank person. Like it's very hard to find people of your rank, and that's why every time I find one, I message them if they're messageable and try to become friends. I'm like, join my Discord, bro. Come on, let's be cool, Just because it's so difficult.
Yeah, it is. Like networking on a game like that is like difficult to do. You almost want to make sure that you can like be transparent with the people or the few people that you can interact with whom do play the game. Because you have dozens of people on your friends list that of course play the game but don't play the game.
Yeah,
Or have it and don't play the game is the better way of wording that.
and a lot of the
And then
times
on
it's because they're
PlayStation,
like, I can't find people.
exactly. It's like a recurring thing. Like you can never find people, or you can find people, but they never have the game, or they never have the game installed. Because it's always a mood check, and that kind of goes back to my thing from earlier aforementioned about this game like being related to like a mood, or it's like a mood swing video game for some damn reason.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is that it seems like the continuity of people wanting to play is relevant to people's emotions on how they feel about the game or how they feel about, well, I guess either. I wouldn't say all of them are burnt out on playing the game because not all of them really play the game like that unless you're the ones at like what maybe high rank levels, but you're only playing it for rank or warm ups per se more so than events or exhibitions or tournaments. But outside the main people that are like almost always on the game, whether or not we meet those people or not, the general populace that is said to be on the game or is the algorithm that's usually on the game, you don't find any of these people. Like it's like it's trying to find rain in the Sahara in order to find people that are interested in playing events as much as they say that they are, which I feel like
Yeah.
they're either lying about the numbers, or this game is pushed more as an offline than an online, despite being online PC or online PlayStation, or it's relevant to a mood. One of those struggles, you got to pick one,
And it
because something's
really
wrong.
it hurts, man, because the more I play Uni, I'm like, this is a great game. Like this is like just an amazing game, and it actually just reminded me of something I also wanted to talk to you about, which is like, I think Dbfz players would fucking love this game. Like if you play Dbfz and you don't play Uni, why? Like I don't understand. Like I think you have basically everything except, I guess, an IP that you're specifically attached to, but you have everything else that you have basically in DBFC kind of in this game. It's just it's a little different, and I do think it's a little more complicated with the whole grid mechanic, and there's just a lot of I think the defensive options are a lot more interesting in my opinion. But I do think that if you do like DBFZ, which is a very aggressive game, you will love this game. There's so much here for you. There's so many characters here that are cool. The combos are very cool. Like I love DBFZ combos, but even recently, a lot of like the new DBFZ patches, they kind of feel like they're unifying the combos, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of the pick up off the ground again and again. Like that's something that I
Mm.
originally seen in Uni that I was like, that's kind of interesting. And now a lot of characters have like Super Saiyan Goku or like Cooler or like Jiren. Like a lot of these guys just have combos where they knock you down, and they're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna take you back up for another ride. Do you agree or disagree with this sentiment being a DBFZ and apparently also a Uni player?
I can agree to some degree there that there is an appeal for fighters, players, or tag fighters players per se, seeking a similar type of enriched pivot from going for a tag fighters to something like Uni. Both move at a slow and or fast pace. Uh, I feel like for one, you got to light a nice, fast, and explosive neutral. Like for starters, DBZ players love like the high mobility, some good air movement, maybe sudden momentum swings. Uni delivers that through a lot of like what the assaults, where you can do the instant air approaches. The grid system turns neutral into a constant tug of war system. Dash-ins with momentum. Like if you enjoy a lot of DBFZ's scramble heavy mid range, Uni 2 feels like a more deliberate version of that same chaos execution. Pressure feels like real DBFZ pressure because players thrive on what long block strings sometimes, conditioning the opponent, frame traps, and your resets. Uni 2 excels here because of the staggered normals. You got the Rekka style pressure. You got the shield mind games, which is really similar to reflect baiting. Like,
Yeah, that's
like
very
once you're
true.
in, Uni 2 rewards that whole same keep them guessing mindset that DBFZ players already have pre-rooted into us. What was it? Combos, I feel, are expressive to a pretty fair degree on Uni 2 as they are on, like, they're ever continuously being on Dragon Ball Fighters, but I feel that they're also expressive on Uni 2. Because DBZ combos are flashy, they're routing based, optimized for either damage or corner carry or both. Uni combos emphasize routing choices. It lets you freestyle based on the starter or the resources and the spacing. And they feel very rewarding without being execution heavy generally. So like if
As
DBZ players have like combo creativity or they want to have more player expression, Uni 2 scratches that itch.
Okay, I see what you're saying. As a Carmine player, I will say that the execution thing, I don't know because I've been fighting to learn these combos and keep these combos for a minute. And there's definitely a lot of combo express. I almost want to say there's more combo expression than DBFZ. Like it feels like I can just kind of freestyle some stuff and like it won't work, but it'll be close to working and I can figure out something that'll be like very similar to what I was looking for. So
Okay.
I agree in that way.
And then what is it? Then the fundamental reward premise, which DBZ players would often have, but not generally have. So, like for DBZ players that play micro, like enjoy doing micro movement or whiff punishing, safe jumps or meaties, okay, you could feel at home here because of Uni 2's like strong grounded footsies
Right.
or a clear reward for spacing and timing, less random hits, more intentional play. Because it feels like how DBFZ fundamentals that's exactly the fundamentals that DBFZ tries to push, but it doesn't show you how to do it in the game because it's not already in the game. And they get to shine here. So it's showing you that extra shadowy part of neutral that fighters is just right there in kind of showing you through the shadows that Uni 2 puts a clear light on. and then what was it? The grid, and the grid is just like meter mind games. So think of grid like your neutral control or meter management or mental pressure all rolled into one system mechanic. And so Dragon Ball players are already going to be watching for meter constantly. You're going to be playing pressure, planning pressure around resources, and then you're going to be playing around vanish or assist availability. Grid turns that whole awareness premise up to 11.
Yeah, because
Because
it's
depending
less
upon
about.
grid, you're going to be either more defensive heavy and then you get rewarded for defense, or it's going to be offensive and you're going to be rewarded for being offensive and oppressive.
Yeah, it's definitely less about managing your assist and more about managing that grid. Because sometimes, like grid can really make or break you, especially with the whole CS option, the chain shift option after you get the grid. Like I can kind of do the whole guilty gear stop time thing for a second.
Okay.
But I
Anything
did
else you want to delve into
find.
with Uni?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you can go ahead. No, I was saying was if there's anything else you wanted to delve into with Uni. I'm trying to think of any more like plus points that I didn't point out.
I was gonna say that I do think like the whole once you get like the Vorpal, which is like the little glow you get, and you get your grid, and now you can do the CS. Like that just adds a whole another layer to your pressure because I feel like a lot of something I really enjoyed in Dbfz is kind of that fucked up mix. Like that mix where you can block it, but if you get hit by it, it's like I understand. Like I get why you would have got hit by that.
Yup.
And not only do characters normally in Uni give you that feel, but once you get the CS and you can do the time stop, it adds to that, right? It really makes it scary. Or even in clutch moments, I've seen people use that little time stop to do a backdash to avoid pressure. I've seen them to do like even if you have the smallest gap in your pressure, they will do that into like an EXDP, get out of that situation in a way that you wouldn't normally be able to. So I feel like there's a lot to love when it comes to Uni.
There is. And I like I said at the beginning, like I'll admit that I was biased at first because I just didn't want to really be open to all of this expansion with already having been introduced and still exploring the layers and expansion there were with Melty after just like having been like introduced to that for PC more and then trying to also execute more on PlayStation and trying to see the best of both. And so I didn't really want to delve down this other rabbit hole. But then when I delved down this new rabbit hole, I did end up liking it. So I will accept that I was wrong.
I will say that in a way I do agree with you because I wasn't super interested in Uni at first. I was like a really big DBFZ head, and I was just like meh. But once I played the beta, and then I actually got the game, and once I got this game, it was actually at a point where we were waiting for that cross. You remember when we were waiting for the crossplay, like the actual thing to be announced. Like we got that it was coming, but we didn't. Or not
Oh,
crossplay. I'm sorry.
rollback
Rollback
with
is what I meant to say.
fighters.
Yeah, we were supposed to get rollback, and we knew it was coming,
Uh,
but we didn't know when. And it was like that whole year period, and I was like, I actually took like a very long break from fighters. I was like, I'm done with this shit, man. I can't keep waiting. I can't keep waiting, bro. Like I need the rollback. So I had got on Uni, and I ended up liking it a lot.
I don't blame you there. That was like a pivot era. It was like we had a nice, especially if you were on PC and you had a chance to taste that that rollback beta. It was like a, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was almost like crack. No, it was. I'm not even gonna lie. Fuck that. It was crack, dude. Like there's some times where I almost found myself down bad. I fell asleep in the lab on my PC.
Oh yeah, that's different. Fell asleep
I
in
was
the.
like, damn,
Oh yeah, you was in there.
I've never been this good on for fighters before. We need this shit. Because I would turn off the game and then go to sleep. But no, falling asleep in the lab, like mid combos, like no, I never loved it this much. This is like the X when the X strikes back. No, I'll make you love me type shit.
Yeah, I do think that I also think uni is like incredibly fun to lab. I spend a pretty cool amount of time just labbing here, and the combo missions are like okay. So in DBFZ, the combos are like not the combos. I'm sorry, but the missions, like the whole like combos the game tells you to do, they're
Hmm.
laughably bad in Dragon Ball. Like they're pretty fucking bad. And in uni, they're like real, actual combos like that you see people doing.
There's no parkour engine with it. With Uni and Melty, the way they have it out there, they kind of hold your hand through like beginner, medium, advanced. So you can learn your bombos unironically, and then you
Hmm.
can even learn how to parkour and make up different ways to get to these same conclusions. It's like it's super fun.
I agree with you
And
there,
then
man.
fighters, I don't. The fighters that would take more work to put that same stuff in because you're talking about now. Like I'm glad we have the dojo. Don't get me wrong, because before season, no, they came with the whole Marvel E patch update. So I would say season three. So season three, I believe, is when we didn't up before then we didn't have the dojo that showed you all the fundamentals in the game, all in one systemic location, like where it should have been already. For them to introduce another section of the dojo that also goes over the fundamental aspect of combo building, there is a lot of build-a-bear structure that the game just cannot process. This is where we got to have our techies kind of come in and kind of hold the game's hand in showing us this stuff here, because that's a lot that the game can only do by showing you basic ABC, but now we got to finish the rest of the alphabet
Yeah,
and then make alphabet soup.
man. And the lab monsters in DBFZ definitely make some soup, man. I can't lie, some good soup, bro.
That they do. And people are looking out there, but when I say they are cooking, chat, they are cooking.
They cook hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see somebody pop out DBFZ, I'm like, bro, I gotta hit the lab. But in terms of uni, I think that honestly kind of fulfills what I wanted to talk about. So I want to thank you for finding the time to come talk to me, especially after the whole kind of uh, thing we were going through earlier, kind of like we're almost playing tag almost in a way. I apologize for
Oh,
that.
oh, oh, not a problem. I'm glad we were able to finally sit in and just hit it up.
Yeah, man, you're pretty cool. We might have to do something again in the future if you're ever free.
I am definitely down for it. There's a lot of things going on with the FGC that now in my established years I've been trying to just sit and take a look back. It's not that I really want to keep grinding competitively, but I want to continue to grind socially and try to get to the bottom of a lot of these problems that I noticed during my competitive come up. I want to try and just sit and talk about these things to wonder, why are these things as they are? Do they have to be like this?
Okay,
Let's talk about it. So that's generally what I would do.
interesting. I think if we can get another one of these collabs going, I would love to discuss some of what you're talking about. I am interested in
I
that
would say.
subject. I was saying if we can get together again, I would love to discuss what it is that you were talking about because I would love to. I'd love to know some of these things, as well as maybe theorize some stuff with you.
Sure. Sure
But
can, because there's some theories I'm trying to get. I'm in the middle of right now between figuring out Nen Impact,
on the
Bleach,
impact,
the Uni 2 competitive ecosystem, and then BB Tags ecosystem. Dragon Ball, well, yes, I can hit that up. I can hit home at any time. I like to use my focus for other things. Dragon Ball will still be there.
right? But all right, man, I'm gonna get out of here for now. Thank you again for coming out and just talking to me, brother. This was a pretty nice and informal time and very interesting.
Always. I'm glad I was able to make a difference.
All right, man. Until next
Hey,
time.
all right. Anything else you want to talk to me about? Just let me know, and I'll see if I can try and think on it, and then we can sit and have another episode on it.
For sure.
All right.